the Evergreen Media Network Studios, brought to you by Evergreen Media, creating cohesive marketing campaigns. Evergreen Media in Vero Beach.
From Studio A in sunny Florida, welcome to Beauty and the Beach Radio, where it's all about who's beautifying Vero Beach. Today's show is brought to you by Dale Sorensen Real Estate. And here's your host and glamour girl, makeup artist, Cindy Getz.
Hey guys, welcome back to Beauty and the Beach Radio. We hope you had a great week. I want to do a shout out to Robin. She said to me this past week, I met her and she's like, oh my gosh, I listen to your show all the time. So, hey Robin, thanks for listening. So the show's all about who's beautifying Vero Beach. And you guys, we have one of my favorite friends on the show today. And boy, does he ever beautify this area. He's constantly doing good for our community. And he actually runs an establishment that is very iconic in Vero Beach. If you've never visited, you have to go. It is literally one of the, things that are kind of written in Vero Beach's history. So please welcome. We're going to talk about his life and what he's doing and what he's up to. He always kind of has the pulse on what's going on. But anyway, please welcome my buddy, Lee Olsen.
Wow, what an introduction.
What an introduction.
Am I going to have to live up to all of that?
Yes, you are.
No.
Now, listen.
What's that?
When the last conversation we had, you were like, Cindy, I was in the grocery store and chatting it up, and the person said to me, oh my gosh, are you the one that does the...
Oh, the Waldo commercials.
Yes. Do you get that a lot?
I really do. It's kind of funny because, you'll like be in the grocery line and say something to the cashier and the person standing behind me, as if the shirt wasn't obvious enough.
Right.
Are you the guy from the commercials? I'm like, yeah. Oh, we love your commercials. I was like, oh, okay.
So if you recognize Lee's voice, he is the voice behind Waldo's. He is the person behind Waldo's. If you've never experienced Waldo's, you need to go. It is a restaurant that is part of the Driftwood Inn. It is right on Ocean Drive. It is bellied up right to the ocean. It is absolutely amazing. It truly is. Lee, how long have you been there?
It'll be 18 years in October. I know.
Wait, I know, right?
That's right. I didn't even do that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I went in a young buck. I'm coming out an old man. I mean, it's just
Coming out on crutches.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. But no, it's been fun.
So what is the magic? I have several questions for you. But First of all, what is the magic to keep you there for 18 years? That's a long time to be in the restaurant business, right, Cindy?
Well, I have to tell you, a lot of people don't know, Waldo's is owned by a small corporation. And my boss, who is out of Bowling Green, Kentucky, I mean, literally out of the gate, just kind of gave me free rein to do it, run it, make it better, get it back on the map. Because, I mean, that 18 years ago, the only thing you went to Waldo's for was a beer.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, I actually, when I took the job, I thought to myself, wow, do I really want to work this hard again?
Right.
Because I had worked 16 years at the patio restaurant back in the patio heydays.
Yeah.
That's funny. As long as I've known you, I don't think I knew that fact about you, Lee, that you went from one iconic place, the patio, to right, Cindy, to the other. There's like three iconics. You've got the patio, the Ocean Grill, and, of course, the Waldo's. Yeah. So, interesting.
Yeah. And I started at the patio as a server and became a bartender and eventually became the front of the house manager. And then life changed. Wanted to try and go do something different. Actually worked for an attorney for a year. That was interesting. That taught me the lesson of, okay, no, I really don't want to be a paralegal. Because that's why, like, I had the opportunity to try a job like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I did think about, going back to school, becoming a paralegal. It taught me that was not my forte, but because I worked for a personal injury attorney.
Oh, right.
But what I learned from that job makes me better at the job I do now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
You know?
it was part of your stepping stone. So
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, you learn different things, and just take what you learn and tack it on to what you do now.
So, Lee, for those, because this is World Wide Web, so we're going to have people listening to this that are outside of Vero Beach. So everyone in Vero Beach, especially if they grew up here, they know about the history of Waldo's. My first question to you is there really a Waldo?
Well, there is. Unfortunately, Waldo passed, I believe it was in 1968, but it was Waldo Sexton, and a little Vero history pertaining to Waldo. Waldo came to Vero selling farming equipment, fell in love with the area, moved his family down from Indiana, and he started creating stuff. He had the dairy, which parts of that is still, have you ever been out to Waldo's Secret Garden?
Yes.
Which is on 12th Street.
Yep.
That's where the dairy was.
Okay.
That was Waldo's original homestead.
Okay.
Our property, the original building, the Breezeway building, which is catty corner to my building, was built in 1935 as a private residence for Waldo and his family to bring the kids over and enjoy the beach and stuff like that. And people kept knocking on the door and wanting to rent a room. So in 1937, the north wing of the Breezeway building was built. So we've been registered in with the state of Florida since 1937.
Wow.
My building was completed in 1947. Both of those two buildings are on the National Registry of Historic Places.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was kind of just looking at some of the history, and it was saying that Waldo Sexton actually, when he was building the Driftwood Inn, that they said they could hear him from the beach yelling to the construction workers, or
Yes.
people. I don't even know if they were like actual construction, but it was just, it sounded like there was not even a blueprint.
There is no blueprint, especially to the Breezeway building. There is no blueprint. I mean, it was.
I mean, it even says that like some of the areas are kind of, leaning and not because it's unsafe. It's just, was.
Here's a little thing, and now when you do your little run on the beach, you're going to look back at the Breezeway building.
Okay.
So from the ocean side, if you look up at the building, you will see that none of the balconies are level. Like there's one here and one up. They're up and down, up and down, up and down. That was purposely done to signify the breaking of waves.
Stop it.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
Hit the button. That's
Oh,
way to go, Waldo.
Yeah.
no, you smart guy.
So, I mean, but he literally, and I have a collection, and anytime you're at Waldo's, I'll be happy to share it. I have books in my office of things that people have donated to me because they know I love the history of it all.
Sure, yeah.
Old pictures, old letters. But do you know that the Breezeway building, when Waldo first built it, the hot water was solar.
Stop it.
He had
Back
run,
in the 1930s?
He had run black hoses up and down the side of the
Son
roof.
of a gun. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
And he used solar to heat the hot water.
Cindy, that's all you need at your house. Black hoses. Just run them up and down your house.
I mean,
I'm going to do this. I'm thinking. Yeah,
So-
What?
let's see.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
course it
So I mean, he was just so ahead of the curve, but he was also eccentric and
Oh, yeah.
a junk collector.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I read that he literally would go on trips, collect things, bring them back, and he loved to bring them and outfit, if you will, the resort, like
Yes.
with old ship's wheels and bells. I guess he had a thing for bells.
There are 49 bells on the property.
I did not know that many. 49.
I didn't know either till one day I was bored and walked around with a clicker.
Stop it.
Because people always ask the question, how many bells are on the property?
Okay.
And, so I literally, because it,
Gosh.
as the property got developed and, we are a timeshare property. So when the developer, who his name and this name will ring a bell,
No pun
not
intended.
not just because of the cocktail, Tom Collins was the one who purchased the Driftwood and created the timeshare. He purchased it. Now, why does that name ring a bell?
It's what?
Captain Hirons.
Oh, Tom did that. Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Mr. Captain
Oh, wow.
Hirons.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Sadly passed away. But
Yeah. This kid's
God
cool,
rest his
though.
soul.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, he was the developer that turned the Driftwood into timeshare. Now we're not 100% timeshare. We have 100 guest rooms, and 84 are timeshare, and then 16 units are whole owned by the corporation that actually owns me.
Okay.
So we have 16 units on property that we can always say these units are up for rent.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
So, like,
a nice
if you're
mix.
like I did with my family back in June, we had a family reunion, and we booked all of those
cool.
rooms. Now, when you come to the Driftwood and you come to Waldo's, there's in the middle of the property, the 4-story building. The majority of the units are on the first floor of that building, which way back in the day, and Cindy will remember, used to be Cervantes' restaurant.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
when my boss took over as the management company and he purchased Cervantes and he purchased Waldo's, he got rid of the restaurant and converted it into guest rooms. So those guest rooms are what we call the A and B units. So an A unit is a 1-bedroom suite, full kitchen, full stove, refrigerator, microwave, and then a B unit is a standard hotel room. But they all interconnect.
Oh, neat.
And trust me, when I had my whole entire family there, we had that whole floor, like, during the day, we had all the unit, like everybody was just running from unit to unit. So,
Big old house.
yeah, I mean,
and
it
it's
really
funny.
is.
I never knew that. Cindy, it sounds like that's new to you. That's a really cool
Yeah.
fact about
Yeah, I didn't know they
the
were all
Driftwood.
connected. No, I did not.
Yeah, the A and B units interconnect, so you can actually open it up to a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 2-kitchen suite.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lee.
It's a
I knew
cool
you were so
property.
excited about this reunion. So that's so special.
Yeah, that was a lot of Olsens.
Yes! Oh
There
my
were
gosh.
there were 38 of us, and well, it was a mixture of 3 different families. My family, the Olsen family, a few of my mother's nieces and nephews from the King family, and then we also had members from my stepfather's family there.
Oh, nice.
So we had 38 total. That's not the whole family because some people didn't make it. But yeah, it was fun.
And I think it was right after Nesbitt, right? Like you
It
were
was
exhausted.
the following week.
Yes, you were like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Got through NezFest, had 2 days to catch my breath, and then that started. So
So speaking of NezFest, you got an award or Waldo's? Is that right?
yes, actually, it once again got tricked into a dinner.
Sneaky.
But Next Generation gave us a commemorative plaque for all the things that we do for their organization and the other veteran organizations in town.
That's so
Love
never,
that.
I never say no to the vets.
I know you don't.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of never saying no, and I know you do, but I want to bring this up before we go to station break because I don't know if it's the Olsen family. God rest your mom. I mean, I don't know if it was your mom but I want to know, and I can picture this, Lee, that if you're in a school classroom and the teacher says, I need help with a project, I feel like you would be the first one to raise your hand. You are so helpful in this community. What drives you to help so many organizations?
It really, it's a combination of both my mom and my dad.
Okay.
My dad, both my parents were very religious. My dad retired when he was 60 years old from Westinghouse.
Okay.
And he spent pretty much the next 25 years of his life doing missionary work all over the world.
Oh, my
Wow.
goodness.
From a short trip to West Virginia, he was in New Orleans after Katrina. But his favorite one was Malawi, South Africa.
Wow.
And why is that?
He spent month at a time, but several years. He went down to Malawi, built a school,
Oh my
built a
goodness.
church,
Wow.
built an irrigation system.
He was the next generation Waldo Sexton. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and it's funny, like how small the world is. One of my best friends was doing Doctors Without Borders. He was
Yeah.
a doctor, and coincidentally, ends up in Malawi, in the same
Same
village that my dad was
Yay.
in.
Was your dad there at the same time?
No.
Oh, okay,
He
but-
comes home and he gets home from Africa and he calls me up and he goes, "Hey, have you ever been to Malawi?" And I'm like, "Well, no, but my dad's been there. Why?" He goes, "I was doing, my Doctors Without Borders, and we were using this church as like our urgent care center." And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "And I walked in the front door and there were 6 bricks down the front." He said, and it had Robert Olsen and Leslie Olsen and Christine Olsen. And he goes, "Your dad," so
Did you ever
unbeknown-
know that? Did you ever know he did that?
not until my friend told me, and I called my dad, and I'm like, "Do we have bricks in Africa with our names on it?"
Goes,
And he
"Yeah."
goes, "Oh yeah, at the entrance to the church. How do you know?" And I told him the story. So yeah,
What
so I mean,
a
it's
gift.
and it wasn't just my brother Dave that passed away when he was up in Raleigh. The same way. All of my siblings were the same way.
Wow.
Like if there's a need, we'll try to do what we can.
Well, and we're going to go to station break in just a minute, but I am going to do a quick shout out for you, Lee, because you were one of the first when I started ringing the bell for the Salvation Army. You said yes, and you stuck it out with me for years. As Cindy, thank you, Cindy. As a matter of fact, you guys were a team one year.
Yep.
I think you even won a few
We
years.
gotta win something.
Right? But you never hesitated to ring the bell for the Salvation Army with our group.
Yep.
I noticed that you were doing backpacks for back to school this year.
Yes, for the Hibiscus Children's Center.
Yep.
So we got 18 backpacks total that we were able to give
Amazing.
to the school.
Amazing.
Yeah. And one of the things that I kind of put in my Facebook post when we got the plaque from Next Gen, I get the ball rolling, but it's this amazing community
Yes.
in which we live in.
Sure.
Like I can sit there and ring bells all day, but if you don't stop and drop a quarter in,
Yep.
Oh.
Sure.
And-
Good point.
yeah, every time we have some kind of charitable event, the community turns out and helps out.
Yep.
So I mean, I'm the facilitator,
Yep.
but it's this amazing community in which we live
Yeah.
in that makes what I set up get done.
Yeah.
So
Well, Lee Olsen, thank you for stepping up and being one of those leaders in our community and making great things happen and making beautiful things happen. You guys, we got to go to a station break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Sturgis Lumber is the county's most trusted hardware store. Sturgis stocks stainless steel products, power tools, construction and painting supplies, propane, plumbing, and electrical parts. 4645 US 1 Vero Beach, Sturgis Lumber and Hardware. It's hurricane season. Prune your trees now with Scott Tree Services. Strengthen your trees against high winds and remove broken limbs that could cause damage. Don't get nervous. Call Scott Tree Services.
Summer's here, and it's a great time to create your outdoor room at Sunshine Furniture. Right now, during our summer clearance sale, you can save 10 to 50% on furniture from Berlin Garden, Lloyd Flanders, Woodard, Windward, Beechcraft, and more. We're the outdoor furniture experts and have any style of furniture that you need, all built to withstand the Florida elements, and we specialize in replacement cushions, umbrellas, outdoor rugs, and fire pits. Come in now for our summer sale, including 50% off all pictures, lamps, and accessories. Sunshine Furniture, $12.95 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Family owned since 1991. Visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com and don't forget to shop our outlet store right across the street.
Sunshine Furniture brightens up your day. Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Have a sunshine day.
Cindy gets, she totally gets it. Oh my gosh, did you see my prom makeup? She so gets it.
Dude, did you see her before and after makeup on Instagram? That makeup girl gets it.
My wedding makeup was so amazing, and my makeup artist, she totally gets it.
My senior photo makeup rocked. She gets it.
You should see her new Facebook profile. Her makeup artist really gets her.
My eye makeup is so on fleek. Thanks, Cindy Getz.
Cindy Getz Makeup Artist, 772-633-4030.
She gets it!
Hey guys, welcome back to Beauty and the Beach Radio, where it's all about who's beautifying Vero Beach. I'm Cindy Getz. We want to thank Dale Sorensen Real Estate for being our sponsor. They always make sure if we can get people like Lee on air and spread all kinds of good news. Whether you're buying or selling a home, you can find them at 772-231-4712. You can also find them at SorensenRealEstate.com. Thank you, Dale Sorensen Real Estate. We also want to thank Varietals. They always make sure we have lovely beverages for our guests. And I told them, I'm talking with my buddy Lee, and we're just talking summer fun. And they came out with a rosé. It is, and it literally is called Summer in a Bottle. If you're watching live stream or YouTube right now, this bottle is gorgeous. Yeah. It's got all kinds of beautiful, brightly colored flowers on it. It is a rosé. It's from Provence. It is amazing, right, Cindy? It's delicious. So yes. Perfect for summer. And now remember, and Cindy got her discount this past week. If you got it for Varietals and you say Beauty and the Beach Radio, you do get a 10% discount. So go get your Summer in a Bottle, beautiful rosé from Provence. Thank you, Varietals. We're wrapping it up with one of my favorite guys. He's with Waldo's. Lee, you were saying you kind of transitioned. You went from pretty much working at nights. Now you're working days. What is that like? And we only have about a minute, but what was life like then? And what's life like now for you?
I'm almost a Monday through Friday guy now.
Wow.
But after being in the industry as long as I've been there and as long as I've been at Waldo's, the time has come.
You were saying off air there was times like 3 days in a row you wouldn't sleep. You would just keep going.
Yeah, but it was the 80s. Hey, speaking of 10%, let me do a quick shout out.
Absolutely.
Starting September 1st, we do this every year. That was part of the backpack thing.
Yeah.
The Waldo's Love the Local card, which gets you 10% off every visit from September 1st until December 31st.
Oh.
So the cards will be available September 1st. So you got to pop into Waldo's, talk to your favorite server or bartender, and get your Waldo's Loves the Local card.
Oh my gosh, I love it. You guys, if you've never visited, it's 3150 Ocean Drive, Vero Beach, 32963. Truly, truly, it is on the ocean. If it had to be built again, Lee, I don't think they could get it that close. Would you agree? It's probably past all codes, but I mean, it's grandfathered in.
Thank God for thank God for 1994 and the special assessment that put in that seawall.
All right.
Because otherwise it wouldn't have been there.
All right. right. Lee Olsen, keep doing great things. We love
Thank you, Cindy. Thanks for inviting me.
All right. Have a great day, guys.
Bye.